All right, we're live. All right. Hopefully you had a good night last night with trivia. Trivia, right? Last night?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
I have so many things I want to do on stream, and it is so much fucking work to do every little thing, like all the different video ideas.
Yeah.
Um, like I started doing some shadowing for the remember how we did like guess that streamer, and I'm like, this is so much work, like hours wise. And it's cool,
Oh, yeah.
it's fun, but man, is it like it's effort, like everything else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to like devote how much effort do I want to put into the thing.
Yep.
Um,
That's always the question, I guess.
I have watched none of this, by the way.
Okay, cool.
I have like I
And you
have
weren't and
watched.
you were not there, right?
Yeah, I was
So,
not there, and I have only watched as much as it took me to look at the beginning and end of each clip to edit. That's it. And I didn't even really
but
watch it, right? You know, like I'm not watching the fighting. I'm just
yeah,
watching for the edit. So I'm
kind of
excited to get
looking
into
for where
it.
the people walk off the field, right?
Yeah, yeah. Or like the drop of the staff at Leon, that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. Yep, as I'm editing. And I didn't do any like obviously in the zero fancy editing. This is just a
Really need to for this type of video.
no, not at all. Welcome in chat. We're about to start watching this. I was just letting John know that I haven't seen any of this. John, speak again for me. I want to check your level.
Testing. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yep,
did watch a
that's
little
pretty
bit of
good.
this
Okay, cool.
this Atlantian Crown. Obviously was not there, but some people posted videos, so
Yeah, yeah. You're a diehard fan. I get it. All right,
my
we're
videos
watching.
drop, I gotta watch it.
Uh,
Um
this is
Thought some interesting results. Crown is always fun too, just to see the results come in from if you're not there. I find it enjoyable to see what people on social media waiting to see who won.
oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that Ryu won East again.
I did see that, yeah.
So they're now Duke Ryu, and then didn't which means the Rapier Crown is likely to happen, right? That's my
That's what
understanding.
I have. My understanding is that he is generally in favor of that, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see for sure later, but
So we'll find out if do you want to fly out there? That'd be pretty fucking hype.
I definitely planning to go out to watch it, so
Oh man, I would be so excited if Rowan was the literal first Rapier King.
yeah. That'd be cool. I mean, it'd be cool I'm excited to witness it regardless, but I'd
Yeah, I know.
definitely have my bias that I would like Rowan to do well.
I just think it'd be like hella dope. I'm super biased, obviously. They're my
Yeah.
friend, so. In much the same way, I'd root for you.
My crown is in about a month
Yeah, you excited?
from now. Yeah, I'm pretty
You got
excited,
the
yeah.
Warlord rep to hold up.
Yep.
Yo, what's up, Nick? Hello.
Hi, Nick's in chat.
Yeah. We're just watching through that video I just posted. I was telling John I've watched zero of this, so this is my genuine reaction. I gotta say, like specifically raps and offsides, you can tell if somebody has flow to their shot or they're like brute forcing it. Even if they're not like good at, like even if they're like regardless of whether they're big and strong or not, like there's like a technique that like makes it look smooth versus not.
Yes, I agree.
Also, this is Saruso Rusty, which I think you've met.
Think so?
Yeah, he
The
runs
name
ORP
certainly sounds
practices back when they
Yeah,
were
okay.
happening. But that is his go-to move, that small pump to the onside, that leg. Boop.
Can you stream in Discord too, so I'm not delayed?
Oh, yeah, I got you. Hold on 1 second here. Share my screen. Done. All right.
Perfect, thanks.
Yeah. No worries.
Do you know how many fighters were in the list?
I think like 20-ish. Maybe a
20
little less,
pretty
maybe a little
normal.
more. I don't remember exactly. Pretty good set right there.
Yeah.
Two people looking reasonably crisp with their throws. Joss, I thought was going to be one of the final fours coming into this. My
Yeah.
personal pick was I thought, welcome in chatters, hello. For those who haven't been here from the top, I was just letting John know that I haven't watched any of this, so I only know some of the news from kind of keeping up with socials. But my pick, when I saw the list get published, I thought now Duke Auburn, obviously the winner, but was going to make it pretty far, as well as Sir Joss was going to do pretty well. Who else was on that list that were kind of favored? Sir Russo was another top contender. I
Should have
thought
recorded a prediction video. And see
Oh,
how
I
your
know, right? Oh,
results
yeah.
were.
Put it out like 2 weeks ago, whatever, a week ago.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe I'll do it
I
next time. I just put out my like a 2 minute.
I wonder if there's is there a way you could make it like a betting thing? I mean, I know
Probably not legally.
there
I
was
mean,
a
people take
guy
side
on
bets all the
Onstera
time.
who used to, before Crown, whenever they published the list, he would always put out the odds for
They
each
could do it
fighter. Like
without money. You can put out
yeah,
odds, I think. I don't think it's
yeah, he
illegal
didn't
to
put
do
out the
that.
odds. Yeah, there's no, he didn't actually like take bets,
Yeah.
but he would put out here's like a bookie would do. He'd put out like each of
Yeah.
the fighters' odds to win.
I don't know anything about how to do that. Like what makes something a 2-to-1 or a whatever.
Yeah,
How do you get
I'm
the
not
ratios?
either. It's cool. It's super interesting to me, but I don't know a lot about it.
Yeah, I don't know enough. I definitely had like a top 4 in my head.
Hmm.
All right, obviously Dukes counts. Oh yeah, maybe betting with channel points is a thing. You are correct. I can figure out how to do that between now and next crown. Do it beforehand. Have someone else go live on my channel while I typically compete in crowns. I'm usually there on the day, both filming
Yeah.
the footage and which, by the way, chat for those who don't know, Sir Billy was the one who filmed all this. So big shout outs to Sir Billy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
They filmed all of this upon request, and then they sent me the footage so I can just put together a video. The fourth person I thought was going to make it very far was Count Eckhart. So the
Yeah, that'd
Count
be good.
Auburn, Count Eckhart, which makes sense. Sir Joss makes sense to me. And then my dark horse pick was Lucian, like a potential competitor to make the final 4. I don't know. Alarin tried for a couple of crowns in a row. This sir right here on the screen on the right.
That's what I thought I remember.
Mm-hmm. He's a lefty. I knocked him out of a couple of them.
He lefty with an oval shield, right?
Yeah, lefty with oval shield. Yep. Chat, I gotta say, this past War of the Wings, when I was over there, we did a tournament that was essentially a 1 hour progressive bear pit tournament. That was the format. But there were so few of us, you just continuously fought. There was like, at peak, maybe like 8 of us. And so, there's 3 pits with 8 people. You only scored points in the last one. But one of the things I realized going through that grind, which was exhausting, is that Eckhart, he's the one who ultimately won. His style of fight, because his core mechanics are so tied to his upper body and core movement, like hip movement and torso movement, he seemed to go much longer than others, myself included for sure, regardless of fitness level. It was just
I think he was
efficiency of movement.
conserving energy by using big muscles, basically.
Yeah, just always using big muscles, never overextending past that.
That's a good observation.
Quick little wrap.
I was always thinking Joss super likes to fight at A or Cora. Like,
Yeah, it's very
he's
comfortable
walking
there
people.
for sure.
Yeah.
That shield forward. So this is Joss
It's
and Golfred.
kind of a safe distance to fight at, so it makes sense.
I do like Golfred's trust in their combos.
we see what landed there again on that one?
I think it was the offside right at the end. I'll watch it here. Oh, no.
Oh, just a flat
Just
snap.
a flat snap over top. Oh, yeah. He hits the basket.
Yeah.
When his basket crosses the top of the shield line, the short stem. Poop.
Pretty nice shot, actually.
Yep. That is very kind of old school Atlantean.
That's what I was kind of thinking too, yeah.
You know, just a short stem when you get that the fist past the line of the shield. Classic Atlantean. A little less Cora the way Ansurans do it.
Yeah. A lot of people not, yeah, that would be almost just A or even B, depending on your definitions of range, rather than the true core, which some people used to call the Ansuran two-step when you get real close.
Yeah. You were telling me that. Chat, do you have other names? Have you guys heard any other names for like Cora or like the belly to belly type distance? Is there other names for it that I don't know of? Ooh, look at that. Is that a Madu or a broken spear? What's happening? Upside down greatsword? Or is that a Madu? That's a Madu proper. Okay.
I thought those were banned in Atlantia.
I thought so too. I wonder if they're an out of kingdom fighter. I don't recognize that particular kit from this distance.
Is there does Atlantia have a residency requirements to fight in Crown?
I don't know how that works. To be honest, I've only ever lived here, so I've never had to ask.
Yeah. And also, you have to live here for a year before you can fight.
Oh, to enter at all, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, to enter, yeah.
Chat, does anyone know, does Atlantia have a residency requirement? That's a great question.
Most kingdoms do. The West famously doesn't. So a lot of people will, some people will like fly out to the West Crown to fight.
Don't you still have to fulfill the duties of Crown, though? Like, that's still your job.
If you win, yeah. They usually don't win.
I have no issue with an out-of-kingdom person winning Crown, assuming they do the job.
Right? Yeah. If you just move or you just fly out for every event.
I was like, if you do what Dom did, which was technically Merdier's, but essentially played with Atlantia.
Yeah. The neighboring kingdom.
Right. But still, I mean, he drove way more hours than most for the things. And he showed up to more things in the time he was playing. Before he flipped upside down. I don't know where he's been. I gotta message him. See what he's been up to.
I thought I saw Dom in the background of when I was watching this earlier. I thought I saw him just as a spectator.
Was he here? Oh, maybe. Oh no, I haven't seen him in a minute. Yo, Dom, if you're watching, where you at? Here's my dark horse pick. It was Lucian.
Lucian, yeah.
Yeah.
Solid fighter.
Is that Lucian? Am I mistaking the shield?
Pretty sure it's Lucian.
No, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is his shirt purple? It looked purple there instead of the black blue that I used to.
People have different shirts.
No, they don't, John.
You wear one outfit. Characters and just the same forever.
You kind of do though. Am I wrong? You have one look. You have one look for armored.
I have a couple different outfits I wear, but it is very cartoon look, I guess.
I was like, you're armored. I'm trying to picture what is different about the tunics.
I have either black. I have both black and
red
stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yours is also a little kind of biased because you wear the same breastplate over everything.
Yes.
So it hides any of the details of the tunic that differentiate. Correct. Yeah, because I can picture you in the all black one, and I can picture you in the all red black.
I mean, it's only two colors. It's just I have a couple different outfits, and I have a couple things with sleeves versus not sleeves. But it essentially it is very cartoonish. And I think I have a little more variety in my outfit than some.
Than me, for sure.
Yeah.
I literally have a tunic right now. The other ones have all gotten shredded and destroyed.
A tunic. Well, chat, subscribe to Boomy's channel so you can afford more tunics.
Yeah, please. Tunic fund. I actually do, at some point, need to go get a bunch. I just want to get, like, 3 or 4 ones that can just cover everything and that are tough and like hold up
Yeah.
and just wear. I need to reach out to Golfred, Northern Golfred at Green.
Yeah.
Like,
I
hey,
saw he fought in Crown too, right? Was that
yeah,
his first time fighting?
I saw him. Yeah, yep. First time fighting. I saw some of his passes there. It's hard to see the details of the fight at the distance we're watching for the pools.
How do you feel? You don't have. This is a little bit of a. I guess it's arguably a potentially not a good question to ask, but how do you feel like you would have done if you had fought in this Crown, based on the people who are fighting?
Oh, I think I mean, I've made the top 5, 6 the last 4 crowns,
Hmm.
and I think I would have done at least that, right? Somewhere in the
I
top
would agree.
8, good chance for a top 4.
I think I've seen you take points off of everyone that were in the top portion of this list.
Yes, I have objectively killed everybody here in tournaments.
Uh,
Some more than others, some less than others, but
so that's what Boomy says he would have won if he'd entered. That's what I heard.
maybe I certainly had the potential.
No, I agree. I think what you're saying is reasonable. I think you would have been in the mix.
Honestly, like as of late, I've been like, this is so much work. I don't know that I want the job. I don't know why. I just think like recently it's been the last like few months have been more of that feeling.
Did something change about your perception of it, or have you have more going on in your like
I
your
think it's just like
non-SCA
a
life?
lot going on in regular life where I'm like, there's so many things I want to pursue, like hobbies and otherwise.
Yeah. Interesting.
Crown is like one of the things I want to pursue, and how much I want to pursue it is like because it's not just the like pursuing the tournament is honestly kind of easy, right? Like
Yeah.
that's not a hard thing to do. I can
Very
just keep
at least
sharpening my martial
it's very
skill.
straightforward.
It's very yeah. I suppose easy in the sense that like I have a goal of winning a tournament, and I've
Yes.
had that goal for many different tournaments in my life, and it's just that's a kind of a thing
Yeah.
you just keep grinding away a little bit at a time at the
And mostly you've
skill.
accomplished those goals in the SCA.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Eventually won those tournaments.
Yeah. Or gotten close. It's like our
What?
I was I'm about as proud of our finals run for Golf Rose as I am about winning on Steuren.
Yeah.
Those are
What? Yeah. What tournament? I guess Golf Rose is the tournament you haven't won that you like right? Is that
yeah.
for
Yeah.
Rapier?
Yeah. Ideally,
Yeah,
you're through you, and
Yeah.
Toro's there.
Is that the last tournament of tournament in the Rapier side? I guess.
On Rapier side, yeah. Aside from
Is
a
that the last
potential
tournament you
Rapier
have
crown.
available?
Yeah. Yep. I think that's it. When I hit that, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You retire.
Retire. Hang up the Rapier. Nah.
That was the last tournament for me. I had not won that I wanted to win.
Now you've done it twice in a row.
I've won it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last two tournaments that were like big ones for me were the on Steuren at Penzik and Golf Rose at or Golf
Yeah. On
Rose at Golf Course.
Yep.
I've won both of them twice now.
I've made finals twice and won one of the Onsturian Rose at Penzik. I've gotten as far as the finals in the Rose at golf. Arguably pretty close this last time.
Yes.
Not a far departure from victory.
Statistically speaking, yeah, not at all. Especially since you did actually beat me more than I beat you in that
I needed
tournament.
one more kill. I was a kill away from taking that down.
Yeah.
And it was a very good show for everybody. That's like a good memory, right?
Yeah.
Fighting through
That tournament.
literally 200 plus people. That was good stuff.
That's one of my favorite. Yeah. And then you, me, and Rowan at the final three. That's pretty great.
A lot of hype.
That's also one of the set of fights that I've gotten the most compliments on, like ever.
Did Cultures get that? I was watching. Did he get that?
No, he called ahead, I think.
Yeah. Huh.
Does Golford always fight right foot forward?
No, he typically fights left foot forward, but I think he's been switching more.
I noticed he was doing more right foot forward in this tournament.
Something I know Golford's been working on we've been talking about is just having like setting intention before a fight because he's got good mechanics and pretty solid combos. But it's more like I'm going to go in, not just fire what I know, but look at what my opponent is doing and set an intention, right? I was watching that Joss Rousseau fight.
Yeah, they were really up on each other's business.
Yeah. The Rousseau one connected a bunch. I don't know who won that one.
They looked light wraps to me, but I couldn't tell.
What up? Multiple Nicks in chat. Hello. This is a Golfred card one. Over here on the left. Eckhart was Final Four, right? From what I heard. I think from what I remember.
I don't think so.
I don't remember. Or if he was that 8 or 4? I don't remember.
I think it was just 8.
Oh. Eckhart's pretty good at like watching you step in and looking for that slot shot. That punching forward slot shot.
Yeah.
This gap right here, chat. This is one that Lachlan, John's mentor, really turned me on to, which is whenever and this is something that is echoed by Duke Sven of Onstira, whenever their blade and their shield leaves a gap, right? Like it's very Atlantean to pull that fist back a little bit. There is opportunity here in this window. Whether it's it's very Atlantean to go a little bit more pendulum into that slot, or versus like that slot shot that you favor in Onstira.
Yeah. I think some of it is that because in Onstira we call the face a little lighter than the rest of the body.
Yeah.
In Hell, that if you leave the face open, then there's some guys who are just real fast, like Lachlan and Sven and
just take that
Jason.
shot. Yeah.
They'll just fucking pop you in the face real fast, and you just can't have it. You can't leave that hanging open.
Yeah, that makes sense. For me, I have personally, and this is for chat, I've run off with that by instead of throwing the slot in a cutting fashion, I've done it in a thrusting fashion. It's almost like an uppercut to the chin.
Yeah.
Or to the neck.
Anything you should be able to stab anything you can slot.
Correct. Yep. That's the thing.
And from a farther distance, actually.
Exactly. Yep. Plus a couple inches. Oh yeah, that makes sense. CNT too, because it's because you don't need a ton of heat on it or anything. You just need to get your blade into those slots.
Yeah. I fought a CNT tournament a couple weeks ago, and someone was complaining that they thought I had better cuts than I used to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could do that like that whipping cut to the top of their head, as well as the kind of lower fisted slot forward or thrust, of course.
I feel like not enough people use point, like stabbing someone that they have
nice.
grounded. That was a nice cover.
Y'all see that? That leg to the head. So this is Eckhart throwing leg. Didn't set up the same way. Started the pump the same way here with this fist. But you see the shield coming down, expecting that leg again, setting up your opponent, and just explosive forward. Boom. Right down.
I feel like those were, to be a little critical, I think those were bad leg blocks because he was rotating the shield all the way down.
Yes, I agree.
He was rotating it horizontal.
As opposed to squat blocking using the length, or at least like corner to edge. Yeah. Fully agree.
There's no reason he needed to drop the shield that much.
Start cut, dropping down, rotate wrist into 4. To angle down. Oh, I see. That's what's that called? The dunk. Not the dunk. Something else. It's a dunk, but on the other side.
I was thought the heavy version of a dunk would be like an overhead wrap. a deep overhead wrap.
Is that the Yeah, I guess that is the armored version. Was it be on the same side?
Like a pump fake into big overhead wrap.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be the
Pump
equivalent.
forward, jump forward. I
Yeah.
was thinking what Nick was saying about the start cut, dropping down, and rotate wrist into 4 to angle down over shield.
Start cut dropping.
To me, that's on your left side, and that's like the Gerada. That's the word I'm thinking of. Oh, I see. So like the one where it's a little bit more behind you. Yeah.
Oh, square. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying a similar thing with the overhead wrap, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Rounds, rounds, rounds. This is Kulf and Sir Harold. A long set here. Must have doubled out. The last one.
These were round robins, right, into a bracket.
Yeah. Oh, they have conclusion there. All right. Ooh, look at that.
I feel like that little combo that Eckhart did is so Atlantean.
Yeah, yeah. I think Eckhart's fighting is pretty, to me, resembles kind of stock, like stock Atlantean.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, in a very like.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no, so just very standard for that region. The fact that different kingdoms have different styles is like super cool to me. Like that's an interesting part of the SCA.
Yeah, we were noticing a Madu that I think is illegal in Lantia by kingdom law, but they also might not be Atlantean, and I'm not sure how that works.
So what is the how do they write the rule to ban a mod? It is also dependent, right?
Oh,
Like
I
if
see.
it's that, because if he's using a gauntlet, maybe it's legal.
Yeah, and I know that Atlanteans will use broken spear, broken lance, etc., upside down greatsword to kind of get the same effect.
I can't tell on the video whether that's a buckler or whether he has a gauntlet on his hand.
Yeah, too low res.
There's a little too zoomed out.
I think it's silly to ban. I get why people argue against the Madu from like a, like, I don't know, kit and Eurocentric,
Like historical perspective.
Like I sort of get it, but and I don't know enough about it. I sort of understand the argument there, at least in a very general sense. I don't necessarily understand the practical sense, because if you can use all these other workarounds, right? Broken lance, upside down greatsword or whatever, and just wear a gauntlet, all you're doing is like just changing the way the hand protection works. That's about it. Like it's otherwise very similar in function. I guess you don't have the two-ended. Is that the main thing?
Even with a broken spear, people will still have
A double-ended
spikes
thing.
on both ends. I generally think that people are justifying, like they don't like fighting against it, and so they are justifying ways to ban it.
Oh, you think it's
or
like
they don't like
a
it
bias against the weapon?
Yeah, or they don't like it from an aesthetic perspective, which I just don't, I don't know. I don't think is a reasonable reason to not like I might not like I don't super love Japanese style armor, right? It's not my aesthetic.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna ban it.
Right.
That'd be stupid.
I am down to let people play. Chat, check this out. Something I've been working on. When people do something like this, I've gotten a lot better at that. So Rousseau here pushes the shield across the block, but doesn't close a little bit of room into their opponent. In which case, now their arm is pinned against their body and they can just throw for free. Especially that pendulum or that that big offside shot to the head. I've just been working on that a lot over the last year or so. As as one of the shots. I'm not trying to do it in the other direction, which is pinning their shield to the other side and hitting their backside.
Yeah. I should do more of that too, actually.
That's my That's what I had been training against Joss in particular, doing a pendulum shot, because you know how he kind of profiles a bunch. If you can imagine, that pendulum will get past the line of his shield and they'll on his or my left, his right side, which means his shield has to come over. Like it has to cut over a little bit, so he has to rotate a little bit more.
Yeah.
When he rotates, when I go to throw that and he rotates, I replace my shield and kind of punch his shield with my boss, such that he keeps going that direction, and now his back is literally to me, and he can't rotate back. In that moment, I can throw something for free toward his back. That was my Joss plan if I was going to fight in here.
That's a good one, yeah. And you're taking advantage of your center grip shield too,
Exactly.
because
the
you
mobility
can push it out farther.
Exactly. I've been trying. One of my biggest game differences between me and a lot of people I fight against is that I'm trying to treat my center shield like an offensive tool. It sets up. It works, like grappling almost.
Duke Jason from Monster does a lot of that with his center grips. He'll like do a lot of shield manipulation or sword manipulation, like grabbing people's stuff, pushing them around.
Right. Yeah. My arc with Madhu is that when it's the Madhu with small buckler or just basket, that's an Indian weapon and a historical. Should use broken lance, boar spear with gauntlet. Yeah. I think that was the main reason that I was given by a few of the different knights when we were discussing the history of why Madhu is banned in Atlantia. That said,
but then we arguably shouldn't have baskets on our, by the same logic, we shouldn't use the baskets on our swords either, because those are also
right.
Like from most people's periods, they wouldn't have a basket on their sword.
Yep. I think I'm with you in that it's a don't ban it. Just let people try to let them try to put together a kit that can be in any period and any geography. Because I think that otherwise it's, you're basically stopping someone from some amount of exploration into a direction, which I'm generally against.
And I think that there are, there's no perfect style, right? So you should learn to just counter whatever someone wants to bring. There's ways to fight Madhus.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I actually don't think it's that strong weapon.
Do you think that is a Dom over there on the right? Oh, he just turned around.
Oh.
Go back. He's orange pants, at the corner of the list field.
Oh yeah. Chat, is this one Dominic Wolfram? That's the right orange, and I can't tell about the rest of the person. There's no way I can't. I don't know, fucking know. They're just
the orange pants.
They're 3 pixels, and then the correct color of orange.
Name that fencer.
Name that fencer. Is that Dom? I don't think it is. It's hard to tell.
I feel like the profile is right.
You think so? I can't tell. You think it's Dom? Chat. Any other, for people who know him? Is this Dominic Wolfram? I'll message them. Yeah, I don't. I'm generally for let people play with whatever, and then let something else counter it.
Yeah.
I don't think there is such a thing, at least in this game, that's so overpowerfully dominant that it is the gear that matters as opposed to the execution.
Yes.
Right? It's a combination of those two things. Some people are gods with pole. I'm not one of them, but it doesn't mean the pole arm is overpowered. Just
I mean, it'd be great if you just ban everyone who was better than you, but
Right, exactly. So what you're banning out is talent and skill.
Yeah, that's really what I think. That's what a lot of people I think would like.
No, I am at least of the it might be a privileged point of view, but I am down to just get my ass beat in whatever.
Yeah.
I felt like I definitely got my ass beat in this game for like a year and a half before I became a competent fighter. And I still don't think I'm a dominant fighter. I think I'm like pretty good in the context of this kingdom.
That's how I feel about heavy fighting.
Yeah.
Armor fighting.
Rapier.
And there are still people who still will beat my ass in heavy. It's just not everyone anymore.
Yeah. I watched you bounce off of the now Prince. Prince?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. No, King.
They just got up. Yeah, that makes sense. Coronation probably just happened.
Yeah. I have a plan for next time he tries that, but
I feel like you stop mid distance instead of like literal get fucking shoved.
I'm just gonna let him. I'm gonna let him shove me, but I'm gonna control the shove more and try to hit him while he's doing that. While he's using that motion to push me.
Yeah. Throw in
I'm gonna
in that moment.
use that moment to throw a shot.
That's like the Lachlan drop shot in that, right? Let that bounce.
And Duke Keen, actually, who was one of the other guys I worked with a lot, local guy.
Yeah, I watched.
He also talked about something. I just kind of got caught off guard in that fight and he didn't kill me for it, but he definitely threw me back to the distance I didn't want to be at.
I watch you bounce and then be like, oh fuck, I won't be here. Yeah, the other person that looked like they kind of spooked you was the 2-stick guy.
Yeah,
It didn't look close.
Not ready for his big lunge.
Yeah.
The 2-sticks, if we want to ban a style in on Stewart, that's.
Oh.
I really liked that shot that Eckhart threw, that little I don't know, like a jab basically. Double tapped.
Yeah, it's a double tap. Yeah, that right there, right?
This actually it's kind of a slide. It's very close to like Branos. If you watch some of Branos' videos, how he talks about throwing shots.
Yeah, he's just like from here punched forward, almost no body in that one. And then he used that to get the shield to come up. But when he steps up off that reaction, I think he throws a lot more for real. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if only the second one was good, but both were good, but they were both very fast.
Yeah. The second one looked like it was meant to be the one that hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that step into the rotation. It's interesting. That was all rotation and almost no forward movement comparatively to like how I throw, which is a lot more forward and a lot less like just rotation. What did you catch him with? The fuck happened? Did it catch just above the shield line, I guess? Yeah, must have. Pope.
Do you think Golfred has pretty low calibration? Like he calls pretty light shots?
Oh, he calls extremely light. And he expects no one to take. I wish his calibration was set equally, where he expects people to take and takes closer to the same.
Yeah.
I think it's just above the line of the shield.
It's not a bad thing to be that way, right? Like you can respect it. It does limit your competitiveness, though.
Yeah. I agree. Thanks. What up, Billy?
Yeah,
I watch some of this on YouTube. I can't tell anyone. Yeah. We typically in this game, in the SCA, a lot of times you wear who you are based on your heraldry, which, like for instance, Lucian has that blue and black, the lions and the sword in the middle. And we all can register heraldry for yourself, so that's like a way to identify it. Other than that, you usually don't change out your helmet that often, so like people can tell who you are by your helmet or other aspects of your kit. Sometimes people will change drastically outfit to outfit if they have the means and the will. But also, if you ever want to try it, you want to come on out. Like I always use a center grip. Mine's a teardrop shape. Center boss has Alex's heraldry on it, and that sort of stuff. And I got that like Romanesque chess piece. Maybe we can make a day of it. I still want to get the maybe some of the local officers to come in and try it and film that. Spotsylvania versus King George or something. Have them do a 5-round with 5 different weapons. That'd be fun.
It'd be cool content.
Yeah, definitely content brained for me. Police try medieval fighting.
That honestly is a video that could actually get like mainstream views.
Depends how well it's done, right? Production quality and all
Yeah,
that.
production. Well, and some of
Flow.
it's gonna be like a lot of it is luck,
A
like
lot
how
of
it
luck.
will
Yeah.
gets promoted.
Play the algorithm.
I think a title like that of a video could be something that I would feel like I could see with.
You're also biased. You like this stuff.
But I see videos like that with videos that I see videos like that that get like legit views, like
yeah, get traction.
into like the.
That's how that goes. Content brained. This is Golfred and Ingregard. All right, we have. Speaking of heraldry, that's your top 16. Billy, this is his and hers, like king and queen heraldry up top, and then typically these are personal heraldry. These are the 2 Atlantean spikes. That's just like the generic kingdom mascot, which means that they don't have registered heraldry where someone can pull from. But these 6 represent specific individuals who are moving to the final 8. And for context, Crown, this particular tournament, with armored fighting is how you choose the next set of heirs, or like prince and princess.
Yeah, you win Crown and you become prince or princess for some period of time, and then at some point you will have coronation and you will step up as become crown king or queen.
Exactly.
And then you will have another crown tournament to pick the next.
Yep, that's how the cycle goes for each kingdom. Which in the U.S., how many kingdoms are in the U.S., John?
There's 20 kingdoms total in the SCA. 2 of them are 3 of them, or 4 of them are out in other countries, because there's 2 in Canada and then Europe and Australia.
Oh, okay. So we have 16 in the U.S. So each kingdom goes through that same process. This is call for.
It's 18 in North America, I guess.
Oh, 18. Okay.
18 in North America, 16 in the U.S. Because Drakenwald didn't look at.
Call for Kata Rusty. Surprising.
I didn't see what shot was that.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's what I was looking for. It's like what the shot was.
The unbelted fighter one, right?
I think so, based on the movement of the people. The thrust connect?
That was a wrap. Oh, maybe right here? Is that a wrap?
That looks like a hit. Like it could have hit.
A little short wrap. Short.
It's just like a literal chop. Just straight down center.
Oh, no, it must not have been that shot. Well, maybe it was that shot. Just took him a while.
I think it was just late. Yeah.
He threw like 2 more shots after he was hit.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It happens.
Yeah, I think it was like time to react. Or time to process and call. This is Golfred and Count Eckhart. For those who don't know or aren't familiar with the humans, I think Golfred and the last person who was fighting Culfer are 2 of the unbelts, the non-white belts who made it. Another one is here.
Lucian. Yeah, Lucian.
I don't know if I'm guessing it's double limb. Usually it's double limb at the top 8.
Yeah, I think that's what I think they said that on the video.
Okay.
You could hear Harold or someone say there was double
Cool.
limb, I think. Where I read that somewhere, I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You found out somehow.
Oh, I know why I knew that is because they said that someone had only one loss in the finals. That's what it was.
Oh, okay, okay.
Versus someone was undefeated, which implies a double limb. So you get him with
That one.
is it that?
That's the one.
He sneaks that in there.
Yeah. Look at that offside. It's not points based. It is a good blow that connects onto the other person to where they call it as a good blow. So in our area, for this particular crown tournament, a good blow is going to be like enough force going into either the head or the body or the hip area. If you get hit in a limb or like in your thigh or in your arms, you lose that limb. And then, which is why you sometimes see people go down to their knees to fight or sit down to fight. And then otherwise, hands and then knees and below are illegal targets. So sometimes you'll see people get hit in the calf unintentionally, hopefully. And then that is like a blow that's waved off. The way the game works is it's self-call. Like people have to call it. Also, speaking of which, that one looks solid.
Theory is that the blow would have to be hard enough to go to kill or disable you going through a chainmail shirt.
Yep.
And a helm that would have no faceplate. Like it would be like all the helms you see have the bar grills, they would not exist. So
yeah,
that's the
go ahead.
That's the rule is supposed to be. So like whether that's realistic or not, I don't know. But that's kind of the pretend that we're trying to go for.
Yeah, the presumption is you have no face protection other than a nasal, and so most shots of the face can be a little bit softer typically, but it depends. Because it's on your own, like essentially on your honor. Different people have different calibrations, and some of it's based on their gear, right? How geared up are they, protection-wise, for them to feel a shot is enough power.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely more of a window and some subjectivity to this particular part of the game.
Yeah.
Versus like fencing, where it's like a lot smaller of a window because we don't wear as much protection just across the board.
It overall works better than you would expect if you're not familiar with it. Like it ends up with pretty accurate results for the most part.
Yeah. I think so much of it is teaching like a good culture. Because like I've seen in airsoft the same deal where like see people will fluff shots. Like no, you didn't hit me. Where it's like the most fun is people trying to be honest about it or realistic about it, right? Like, oh, I think you hit me, but that one glanced weird or whatever, and like communicate that to your opponent.
Yeah, I think the reason it works pretty well is because the SCA is really just a social club.
Yeah, it's just a social club.
So it has a community that enforces the rules like socially.
Yep, for better and for worse.
Yes.
That's how that goes. I thought the Auburn shot to Lucian, that first one, was good, from my viewpoint. Where he was ducking out, because he caught him. He ended up catching him in the helm.
Yeah, I remember watching it. It's hard to tell. It might have slid, but it was iffy.
Yeah, you can tell. You know how like you gotta snap the some of the attacks are like you snap into it if you really want it to actually hurt somebody, but then you go super slow because you're not trying to actually hurt somebody, and they're like, "Oh, I fought my way out," but you're like, "Well, yeah. I suppose."
That one was good. I feel like in Crown,
there.
you just throw it with the real intention.
Yeah. It's harder to hurt somebody when we're all geared up like this too, compared to grappling, where like if I snapped an arm bar, there goes somebody's arm for 8 months, potentially a lifetime injury. It's a pretty different context in that regard. I think armored's way safer.
I think all the SCA fighting is actually pretty safe sports compared to a lot of things.
Longevity here, it's way more so than plenty of like certainly like wrestling and grappling sports. Golf's looking pretty tight. Golfer, the one with
Hey,
the bear shield. Oh
yeah.
yeah, CTE definitely a bigger risk. Potentially, I think a lot of it depends on how you fight too, how and where you fight.
And your helm.
Yeah. Well, I say that because like I fight in a way that I just don't get hit like both fencing and in armored. Not I don't just don't get
You
touched in
can
the head
brag
very
about it, but
often.
I just don't get hit very much.
If I don't, I
It's
just
so
don't get hit
good.
in the head very much. Like
That's because you're fucking tall.
yeah, and I move my feet well. You more likely hit me in the leg than my head,
Yeah.
right? That
It's
just
not worth attacking your head
right. That's what I'm saying.
because it's so fucking
And then
far.
otherwise you hit my body.
Yeah, body or leg
Yeah.
is what I'm gonna go for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, there goes that list fence. F in chat for list fence. Oh, good. Look at that. I cut it well. Oh, this must be
I
your.
never get hit in the head. Slav, didn't you get a concussion at Golfers?
Oh yeah, yeah. I do remember that because you took a day off, I think, or like we're a little bit like.
They might be being sarcastic. I don't know.
Yeah, to Billy's point, there's some things in grappling where it's like an estima lock is a thing you if you really are
Throw
actually
that
doing
to
it,
the
you
rake.
just do it. Oh, that's too soon. Too soon. Is it too soon? I don't know. That's a Slav call. That's funny though.
I don't believe in too soon personally, but it's not me getting got in the head with the rake. So
It is still funny. I assume we're gonna laugh about it for a minute. Is the face not part of the head? Is your face bones not part of your head? I guess it's not your cranium, but breaking a face bone is still pretty gnarly. That's fair. The nose part I agree with. Face bone. Nah.
we'll see how much I can hit Slav in the head next time I fight them, just to make a point.
What if you brought an offhand rake?
Well, I mean, that would I feel like that would get me the win, right? Can we see that shot again, actually?
Yeah, yeah. It's the Auburn Joss shot. I think this is where Joss gets knocked out.
Just a little
Yep, just a
pump
quick
fake flat
little.
snap.
Yep, just a quick flat snap. That is our that's our remember our crown stream, one of our early streams like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see that gets through right there. You can see Joss's sword just a little too high. He like does the problem. He does the thing where you like you don't cross block like punch across, and you don't do a hanging block where you drop the sword. He's the in between, which leaves like a nice triangle gap. Yep, and a tiny little hop, a little bit of air, throw a little bit hip into it.
Just to clarify for chat, we did a stream probably like a year ago where we went through a bunch of finals of crowns and we watched the shot that won the tournament, and it was usually a flat snap.
Yeah, we tallied a bunch of crowns. It was
Yeah.
a pretty interesting exercise, and across multiple kingdoms. We should made a spreadsheet of it.
Which it kind of just it goes to show that like basically the basics are the best. The
Yeah,
reason like the reason they're the basics is because they work. They will scale pretty well.
yeah. Golfred and Rousseau, Rusty. I think I saw Rusty lose one so far. I don't know if that was a hit. Looks like it was a not hit, a lost balance. So Sir Rousseau has like a small pump to a leg shot that he's really good at. He's looking for all the time.
Does Sir Russo and Auburn, right? They have similar, like, do they come from the same household or school of fighting? Because they both have a similar shield shape and they both do the right foot forward.
I don't think so. I think they have different
For knights.
lineages.
Wouldn't
Because
just coincidence.
Auburn is one of Sir Bryce's. I don't know if you remember
Oh, okay.
Bryce. Bryce the Byron.
You know he's using strapped kite shield rather than the center grip.
Yeah, it's a center grip. Yeah. Auburn's a center grip guy, but
But
um, yeah, they have a similar like build and
sometimes that stuff is like a resemblance because they were learned from the same people, or sometimes it's just a coincidence. But I was curious.
yeah. In this particular case, I think it is more coincidence. I mean, it might be the not coincidence of growing up in the same kingdom, at around the
Yeah.
same time, like coming up at the same time.
But it's also the kite shape rather than the heater, strapped heater that's the kind of what I think of the more traditional
Yeah.
Atlantean style.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you're thinking about like Eckhart's shield.
Yeah. But even what how the guy he's fighting here,
Golfred?
Alfred is
Yeah,
fighting,
yeah.
is
Yep,
still
yep,
more
exactly, yeah.
traditionally Atlantean in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that as well. Whereas
The kind of like that's
you have the tip on the Onsteuren one.
yeah. And then the shield a little lower, looking over the top,
Yeah.
and then sword more back.
Actually, I find the way that this one is hung, the Golfred shield is hung, is a little awkward.
Interesting. If that makes sense, it does look a little. Oh, did you just get a stab there?
Yeah,
Nice.
I think so.
Little juke.
Yep. Nice. Look at
Nice.
that. Look at that slotting. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see that? That is a sword's width that Golfred found on that shot. That's
He
pretty.
set that up with.
That Branos movement, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that at Penzig. Boom. Nice shot. Look at that. Thrusts do advance you in crown.
Lucian and
Joss.
the other thing I think I noticed that Atlanteans also strap their compared to Onsurans, y'all strap your shield like your shield handle is way closer to the edge of your shield than the way we
Yeah.
have ours usually.
It's kind of like I think people want to fight as if you're a boxer. So if you put your left hand by your chin, covering your chin, it's a they want that shield that corner to be kind of in the right coverage for your face.
Yeah. Mostly in Australia, people will put that handle. They'll put like they want about 5 or 6 inches at least ahead from their hand, so they can still do that same block, but it gives a little more lead.
It's a little bit lower as well on your arm.
Yeah. But I think because
Lighter
the
Billy.
face is called lighter, people want to keep the face more protected.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. As opposed to Atlanteans where you hang out in a boxing position and throw haymakers sometimes.
Yeah.
It's part of like the meta of the fight. Our last.
Yep.
and our
Atlanta,
last-
you also sword block that more than people in Australia will do, I think.
Yeah,
in the
that's true.
face.
That's true. Our last crown, 2/3 in the finals were face thrust kills. That makes sense. 2 out of 3. Oh, good pump.
I think you just got the edge of the shield on there.
Yeah, I heard the click of wood, not the click of helm on the audio.
No, I can't hear the
That,
audios.
ooh,
Nice leg.
that was very pretty.
I feel like
Joss
that's
is good at
Joss's
that.
best shot.
Yeah. What does he do to set it up? He just got to pump a little bit, right? Yeah, Joss cycles his shoulder all the way back. Hey, you see that? Although,
That's pretty
holy
open,
shit. Lucian, if you end up watching this in the future, bro. Look at,
You're lucky you didn't get fucking hit in the body here.
you're lucky you didn't get armpitted right here. Oh, God. No protection. He could have just fucking onside your armpit. Woo. Hey, I guess you come up and back down. So he goes to a very low route. But bro, you shouldn't be horizontal.
I bet that Joss was gonna throw it the whole time. Otherwise, he would have thrown body, right? Like,
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
just meant this to
absolutely.
be a leg.
But I like that Josh set that up, right? He makes you think about like, oh, I'm gonna go high, I swear.
Yeah.
And he brings that that sword where you can see it and it goes high.
When I fought Lucian at Adult Swim, I essentially was able to do the same. I just hit him in the leg a bunch by like doing the little Lachlan on Blackblade thing,
Yeah.
and then he would just pull his shield up and I just hit him in the leg a bunch of
So
times.
maybe that's the Lucian weakness. Get him to pump high. It's good to know. We might get him to do that. I'll try it out next time. Joss does really good by suffocating people's space.
Yeah.
Like you see how he's kind of driving forward with his hips. He's literally just eating the space that your sword would go through. Drop an elbow with the arm. Yeah, dropping an
This
elbow with the arm is so pretty. What are you saying, John?
this like just smother someone is pretty common in Onstore, I think, like for fighting a grounded opponent too. Like people just jump on top of you.
Yep. I would too.
I try a couple of face stabs, and then if they don't seem like they know how to block that, then I'll go to this. You see that Ragnar just casually got out of the list field through the marshal.
No what? Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
were crowding Ragnar, and so he just like jumps over the.
Yeah, yeah, look at that. I'm out. So this is, I think, your last fight of the quarters before we get to semis, which is Eckhart and Rousseau. I think one of them makes it, I guess. I don't know whom. Oh, what a sudden zoom. Hello. Thank you for doing that. Ooh. Rousseau got the leg.
Where was the leg?
I think it was during the zoom.
It's the Millennial Zoom.
The millennial zoom, yeah. There it is. That is that Rousseau pumped leg. Pump.
Is he
Yeah.
hitting with the back blade or the front blade on that?
I think it's back blade.
Back blade. So big quick pump fake and then step
In
out.
this case, yeah, yeah. Rousseau tends to throw four blade for most of those, but he'll turn it to back blade if he thinks your shield's going to kick forward like this, where the
If you
tip
threw,
is forward a little bit.
if Eckhart threw a slot or offside head,
You'd
pretty
explode
open
him.
right
Oh,
now.
100%. I think that's what I try to do into Rousseau. My response is actually a throw. Instead of a cut to the head, I want to assume he can get some shield discipline to cover that most of the time. So I'll throw a slot toward the shoulder and try to blow up the bicep.
That makes sense.
If that makes
Just
sense.
kind of drop the shot and
Mhm.
shot on the
You
shoulder.
just explode that arm. Because you can just do a hard drop slot. And even if you hit nothing, you just explode the arm. Of course, always, as with everything, much easier said than done.
Sure, yeah.
He does a really good job of that small pump to get you to come up.
And freeze, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what video is good though, is you can see those times where in the moment you couldn't see the opening because you just felt got frozen, your hands got frozen,
Yep.
whatever, and you can see that.
This
Oh,
is
if I
why
had
we
thrown
do
there.
review.
Yeah.
Chat, this is why we do review. All the time. Now I have a lot more book on a lot of the people here. Because these are the people I'm going to compete with for the next many crowns. Probably.
Unless you decide not to fight Crown anymore.
That's true. No, I gotta knock a couple down, John.
I think you still gotta win a Crown. Like, come on.
I also think that maybe it might be bravado, but I think I have plenty of time. Like I'm not in a great rush.
Yeah.
Gotta win before John. Well, he's got the leg up because I didn't fight in this one, and he gets a chance in a few weeks. Is that shit gonna be streamed?
That is what I did think about that when you said you weren't fighting this Crown.
Yeah, you might be able to beat me to it.
I was like, I got a free shot. I got a free shot
One
at
free
Crown
shot.
to get one
Yeah.
before
Knock
you.
it down. I'll tell you what. I'll fly out to your coronation.
Oh, you better.
I think that'd be cool.
I definitely fly to your coronation.
Yeah. I'm down for that. I think that's a really like a cool thing, right? That's such a once in a lifetime thing. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's Dom. I thought I saw orange pants in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot more Dom looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we in agreement here?
Dom sighting confirmed.
Yeah, I think that's the Dom sighting confirmed. That's the Alessandro and the Lauren, Angeline.
So
Ah,
that's
what's
also
up,
like
Dom? We were
that's
wondering
it.
if this was if that was you. We saw like a very pixelized you in the back
Oh
earlier,
yeah, yeah.
and we're like
We were discussing.
that might have been a Dom. The
I feel
orange
like
was
no one's gonna
correct.
wear that those orange obnoxious pants.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is Golford is their name. They're a southern fighter out of the Garner area, I think. But I think they give him the people he fights with call him Speedball. His high energy keeps on going. He essentially Speedy Ben of Armored Side. Up and comer, very excited at and into it, which I love. I think bringing that sort of energy is the way. Yeah,
Agreed.
his footwork was really good when he got that thrust through onto Rousseau on the roster.
Yeah.
I thought that was extra impressive. And the precision on the thrust is huge. Oh, nice.
Nice leg.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched the Rusty fight with Golfred. Look at that. That's a really good wrap because it goes right on the shield above the knee line, finds the hamstring, which is the less protected part, and that's what stings, right? Like that's the thing that hurts. And sometimes for those who don't fight armored, this is sometimes hard to get people to take because you really have to. It's like tip speed and causing a whip effect out of your blade because you're not really
Yeah.
hitting with punching power. You're hitting with like tip speed to try to cause a bruise.
It also can slide up and not bite in enough depending on how you throw it.
Yep.
If you throw it right, it actually will be very painful actually
Yes.
to get
Oh
rid
yeah.
of
It
that.
hurts like a motherfucker if you're throwing everything correct. But it's like this whip through your arm. It's like flicking a towel at somebody.
Yeah.
Except in
I
this
feel like
case,
it's one of the more satisfying shots to land on
oh
someone
yeah, yeah.
personally, but
Where you're like they kind of like do a little forward hop, like ooh,
a
motherfucker.
little hop,
Yeah.
yeah. And if you do it right, it doesn't even feel like you threw it hard.
No,
But
no, it's all the momentum and the whip through.
mm,
For those who don't know, in chat, if when you are legged and armored, um, when you have a third point that touches the ground, and definitely when a fourth point touches the ground, they're going to call a hold for sure.
yeah, because you're not allowed to be struck while you have.
And you're not allowed to be struck exactly, or the blows don't count.
That's not even just when you're legged. It's if you fell over, you
Yeah.
you can't hit someone while they're like their backs on the ground or whatever. Like if they tripped.
All that said, your job as the person up is to get in close enough to that hit. He moved his head, but I don't know if it actually struck.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't face
Yeah, might have been side of head.
because it was a thrust, right?
Yeah. So there's a cut. And your job as the person standing is to eat up all that space in front of the person who's legged. The Joss thrusts. Looks like it gets picked up by the shield a little bit. Look at this dab. That's funny. Dab. All right, all right, all right.
I think Josh even knows what dabbing is.
Chat. Everybody here knows what a dab is, right? This is like an old meme. This is like
It is an old
in
meme.
internet time. It's like ancient. So that wrap gets picked up. Another wrap gets picked up. Oh yeah. It looks like it moves his head for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't see it all because
Yeah.
the shield and the arm is in the way.
You can see the nub of the sword right here, but it looks like it probably hits side of face.
But I think Josh is looking. Yeah, I think that must have
Yeah.
been side of head.
I'm guessing
Because the
side
way
of head.
he's looking,
Yep. The not grill. Okay, and it finds body on the wrap. Good fight. Good, Golford. If you're watching this, good shot selections. You're changing it up pretty well. I don't like what you're risking when you didn't close and stay closed on Joss, because you backed out a little bit more than I think I would have chosen. But those are small critiques.
I agree with that.
Your shot selection was very, very on point. This is another set of semis, right?
Yes.
Rousseau and Auburn.
He did a good job of not letting Joss smother him too, like he wanted to, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Chatters, as you're watching, friendly reminder that if you want to pass over some of those Bezo bucks, you can sub to the channel for free if you have Amazon Prime. It just comes with your subscription. It's a
And
great
then
way
Lumi
to get
can
rid of
afford to buy a new
advertisements.
tunic.
Yeah, exactly. This is my tunic fund. I have one tunic right now for armored fighting. I would like it to be two. And that is what it will go toward directly. Rusty really likes fighting at kind of end of range and those tip speed bolognese.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there is that pump to leg again.
Mm-hmm. He loves it. That's his moneymaker right there. Rusty was recovering from pneumonia. Yeah.
Huh?
That sucks. When you're gassed out like that, you can't really like stay in the fight. As anyone here who fights knows. There's a level
Yeah,
if you
can
get
tell
gassed and you're just like, I'm done.
he looks tired right now, you can tell.
Yeah.
Top 4 coming off of pneumonia is not bad, though, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a good fighter. There's a level of like getting into fighting shape that is necessary for endurance fights. It looks like this is the finals. We have Golfred and Auburn. Oh,
I think it was
Auburn.
9-foot spear
Auburn.
looked like it was the first weapon for him, right?
Oh yeah. Golfred's a good spear fighter. Auburn, I don't really see Auburn fight spear very often. They fight pole if they're going to have a two-handed typically.
Well, this like spear is pretty much only a melee weapon, usually.
Golfred did not know how to deal with choking up as fast.
Yeah.
Auburn's, that was very smart. What a good rundown. Good tactics. For those in chat, play to your opponent's weaknesses. If they're good at range with a spear, fucking hard cover their spear, run their asses down. Yep, I would have done the exact same thing if I was fighting somebody who is a better spear person at range.
Pretty good spear person at range, though, so mostly you're going to be on the other side of that.
Correct. And I don't mind if they choke up either. I'll fight you up close with the spear. That's fine. Yeah, Golfred had the opportunity to also choke up and was just slower with her hands and hesitated a bit on like choking up to A range in order to fight it.
It's actually something that's not a bad idea to practice with your spear. To just like practice kind of like flinging it back.
Yeah, how do you walk it while running forward or running backward as well?
Yeah, flinging it back and catching it.
Mm-hmm.
So you choke up.
You know, and you do it with your gauntlets on, so you actually practice how much grip there is or isn't in the mobility of your gauntlets, because that matters a pretty big amount. Oh, what?
I think maybe was already dead,
Oh,
and
okay.
he
I
was
was like, I felt
the
like he
goat.
just,
Can we see it here?
yeah, I felt like he just didn't. Oh, you think
I
that
think
that shot
that shot,
connected? Okay, let's watch.
yeah,
That shot connect?
or at least he's thinking. He's at least thinking about this shot. I think
Okay, I could
maybe
see
a
that
hit.
connecting. It certainly has the line, right? His blade's
Yeah,
way out of place. His shield, you can kind of imagine a corner right here and coming back.
hit him in the body or the face or something.
Yeah, that was a maybe. And so his shield drops and is either thinking about it. Yeah, okay. He called the first shot good right as he got. Yeah, yeah. No, Auburn did exactly what he should do is, and this is for everybody in chat, throw until your opponent says good in a tournament setting.
Double tap.
Yep, double tap. Make sure it's good. Also, if you have a good helm, that's not as big a deal as it maybe looks or thumps. Hey, that's a king of mid, right? Ethelmark, king of not
I did see
Atlantia.
that. I did see from another angle of video that I thought looked like the King of the East or the
East,
Prince of the East was
east.
there.
That makes more sense. I was like, it's probably not mid.
Or is that the? Is that the king who just stepped down? Maybe. Bonk
Oh,
bonk.
that was it. Boom. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I'm going to watch that again. That wasn't even a fight. That was that was a beating. The pole arm right here.
Auburn's very aggressive with the spear and the polearm.
Look at that. He does a really good outside cover. You see that? I think that's just
Yeah.
very smart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Because this cover right here was really like, Auburn's like, oh, I have advantage. Let me just keep covering you and run your ass down. Didn't change anything. Just cover, 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 cover. Knowing Golford, like at best, throws the blow that maybe hits the leg, and in trade gets access to the full of the upper body. Because, yeah, this whole time, Auburn has the potential to ride the line of the weapon down. Does he lose it? Oh, yeah. Oh, he lost it.
I like this Marshall bailing out of here.
Yeah, yeah. Get me out. Oh, okay. Golford lost the weapon as it came over. So wrestling now. Wrestling, 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 and kabonk. Oh, good hip turn. Kabonk. That is it. Nice.
I think Golford might have been better off. He might have been able to foul up Auburn's weapon and step into him instead of stepping out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He might have gone just body check to the ground, but that would have reset the fight.
Correct, yeah. Instead of getting bowled over like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I mean, there's a huge weight disparity, right?
Yeah.
So it is going to be near impossible for Golford to stop any momentum, forward momentum coming from Auburn. Auburn. Now Prince Auburn. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
I get to tell you that in person.
Good set of fights.
Yeah. Chat. That was Atlantian Crown. Dom was there. I guess some of the rest of you in chat, you lurkers back there who aren't saying anything, might have also gone. But regardless, that was a cool watch. That was my first watch through. I'm sure I'll have people messaging. We'll watch through more, dissect some more fights, and this gives me personally a little bit of book as I spend the next 6 months gearing up for next Crown. Taking the first one off in a minute.
Yeah.
For more
Probably
Crown
do
footage.
some-
Oh, go ahead.
We'll probably do some similar stream like this in a month for Ansur and Crown.
Yeah. So
Get some footage.
yeah, chat. John will be fighting on Atlantian Crown. What is the date? Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
It's like almost exactly a month. It's like December 6th or 8th or something.
Okay. Cool.
We'll do real quick.
Not bad.
But yeah, I'll definitely fight. I'll definitely get a lot of video. I don't know if there's gonna be a
Hell yeah.
live stream or anything, but
Yeah. Get that video. If you want me to cobble together if you want me to edit it together, I'm happy to do that. That's
It's December 7th.
not a big deal.
So
Yeah,
it's pretty much exactly a month from now.
I will. If there's live stream, I'll try to stream and watch that stream. So join us then. Chat, it was good to hang out with you today during the day. Hopefully, y'all are having a good work day. And I hope your voting doesn't take too long if you're voting today and haven't voted early. And other than that, I will see you all next time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye.
Bye, chat.